Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what's fun? And I miss this, by the way. I miss politics. My goodness, this is where I belong, man. This is where I should be. It matters. It matters. I understand. Oh, it's just Washington, Mordor on the Potomac. Doesn't really matter. But you see, it really, really does. So it's just ginning up a passion in me to come back here and have my say. That's it because there's nothing you can do to me, and you can't deplatform me because I understand Web3 and I can stand up a server anywhere. There's nothing you can do to ever make me go away. So when you have that kind of freedom, it's nice to be able to say whatever the hell you want to say. And this next story this one right here, the whole lock 'em up, we got him. This is great because this is I'm a big fan of Plato. Have you ever read Plato, Allegory of the Cave? Do you have any familiarity with this? I'm not going to explain it right here. Maybe I'll do a separate video actually talking about the Allegory of the Cave. But if you're familiar with it, I think you know where I'm going with this. Um, Once you're out of your cave and you don't just create your own illusion of reality, but you actually see reality for what it is. It changes your perspective. I've been out of my cave for a long, long time, so it makes stories like this next one incredibly fun. And the story that we're talking about here is "Lock 'em Up," and this is from Politico, by the way. Hat tip to Politico for an opinion piece. "Lock 'em up." A new poll has some bad news for Trump. To hear Donald Trump tell it, the fact that he keeps getting indicted by prosecutors is a boon to his reelection effort. Quote, "Anytime they file an indictment, we go way up in the polls," he said at a dinner shortly after he was charged by the Justice Department with attempting to overturn the 2020 election. This counterintuitive claim is questionable on its face, if not demonstratively false upon close examination. But it is one among many dubious arguments that Trump and his allies have advanced in recent months as he has been confronted with four different prosecutions brought by the Justice Department, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, and most recently, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office in Georgia. Now, what I find amazing about this, by the way, is it's so it's so coordinated. That's the funny thing is people are just piling on now. That's really all it is. They're just overwhelm the system. And the funny thing is that they're doing it with your money. That's it. You do understand that these are taxpayer funds that are going here that are being drilled on for what are clearly political purposes. And that's really, and again, that's the out of your cave, and you can take a look at it. They're just piling onto the guy. They're gonna absolutely try to they're trying to turn him into some kind of a monster. But the thing that they're missing here, and for some reason, for the life of me, I've never understood this, but for some reason, they think that by just continuing to smack him down, that it's gonna like disenfranchise his voters. People are gonna step away from him. They're not. They're not. And you guys are going to have to come to terms with this. Trump voters like him because he does give everybody else the finger. They're fine with it. They are cool with it. And your whole, rule of unanimity propaganda type approach to just completely beating the hell out of the guy, all it does is solidify his base. It doesn't make them step away. It solidifies the base. No, I get it. You're doing it for independence because your people, your Democratic people, they're going to believe any damn thing that you tell them, anything. But you're going for the independents now because that's what's really going to swing it. And it's funny because the argument continues. The article continues. A new political magazine, El Pas poll, provides some bad news for Trump, even as he remains the clear frontrunner for the Republican nomination. And don't kid yourself. All right, he will be the Republican nominee, period. And I'll tell you why here in just a minute. The cascading indictments are likely to take a toll on his general election prospects. The survey results suggest Americans are taking the case seriously. Cases seriously. Particularly the Justice Department's 2020 election case, and that most people are skeptical of Trump's claim to be the victim of a legally baseless witch hunt or an elaborate, multi-jurisdictional effort to weaponize law enforcement authorities against him. Now, when you scrub out a lot of the big words in there, when you scrub it out, he is absolutely correct. This is a weaponized justice system. That's all it is. It is a 100% weaponized justice system, and they're going for it because nobody will stand up for the guy. And look, this is the outside of your cave thing. They're doing it because nobody is going to stand up for him. Nobody is going to get up there and say, nope, they're wrong. He's cool. We got this. Nobody's going to risk their name, their brand, because they all want to maintain that victimhood status. But nobody is going to get up there and stand next to him and say, you know what? Nope. I know what this is. We see it. We see it in banana republics, third world republics. We see this all over the world, mostly by our own CIA that's drumming this stuff up. But nobody's going to stand up for him, so they are isolating him. This is straight out of Saul Alinsky. And if anybody's read Rules for Radicals, you should really read Rules for Radicals. It just makes it easier. Once you know what they're doing, once you see the game plan, you're like, got this. But all they're doing is isolating him. You do understand this, right? And by coming at him so heavily, they are making sure that nobody's going to stand up there next to him and say, are you shitting me here? Nobody's going to do that. So it's just a very, very, very simple playbook. Now, I understand the left. I get it, man. They're hoping, we're just going to gum it up. We're going to gum it up in legalese forever and make sure that this guy really has no chance in the general election. But the thing that you seem to be forgetting is that the wheels of justice in this country, particularly for moneyed people, they turn very, very, very slow. This is not going to see the inside of a courtroom in any meaningful way until after November 2024. So as much fun as it is, and it's great because you got your talking points. You got your talking points for the next 12, 14 months. Lock him up. That's what you got. But it's not going to play. And what you seem to be forgetting, even though it hits you every single time, what you seem to keep forgetting is that the mood of the country, they're like butterflies. All right, whatever is shiny and flashy next, that's where they're going. So you can keep this going. You beat the hell out of him for 4 years with the whole Russian collusion. You guys beat the hell out of him for that. It went nowhere. You beat the hell out of him for every damn thing, and it went nowhere. But for some reason, now this one is going to stick. Look, you might as well get used to the fact and just get it in you now, is that Trump will be the Republican presidential nominee, and he will win the next election because you are playing all of your cards right now way too early. Way too early. It's like you never played politics before. So, yeah, as much as I know that you're all excited about this, man, it's going nowhere. It will absolutely go nowhere. Something else is going to happen. It'll distract the public, and all you did was piss your time away. So as much fun as it is to play to your base, that's all you got, man. You got a bunch of purple-haired knucklehead activists. That's your entire base. And that doesn't win elections. It just doesn't. Questions or comments, scott@thepodcast.com. I answer any and all. And until next time, which won't be long, please stay safe. Please be smart with your money, guys. Cheers.